What's up, guys? Perspective, my belief on what love is, what love is not. There's a lot of misconceptions, misdirection on love even is. So there are a lot of things in this life that we aren't necessarily taught, right? There's some things, you go to school or whatever and you learn writing, arithmetics and math. There are things that we are, sit down and we study and we learn. But there's also things in life that we aren't really taught. We just learn as we go, right? That we just pick up on our own and receive and perceive it as we do in our own self, right? You could then have an ignorant view. Most of the time we learn or perceive love based off of our environment, the relationships around us growing up, our parents, the adults that we see, how they interact with each other, the relationships that we have growing up or, throughout our lives that we use and we define, our perception of love. Part of the thing that I have an issue with in our society today is that we are kind of shown through media and even like counselors and therapists and stuff like that, we are shown that there are levels of love. Personally, I don't really agree with that. I feel like there is not these categories and subcategories of love. There's not love and unconditional love. Not different branches or hierarchy system of love. Love is love. Love is only love, and love will always be love. Period. There are no conditions. There are no prerequisites. There are no requirements. Love is not just an emotion. It is the untangible energy of connection, the deepest that one can have. Even in society, like when you watch shows, like one of my favorite shows is Addicted, right? Now I support that show. I don't say anything bad about that show. I understand the philosophy, the psychology that the guidance people and the counselors and stuff, I understand their plan of attack. I understand the reasonings, but I don't really agree with the way in which they handle these people. We'll sit them all down at the end of the show, gathered, surrounded by their loved ones, and throughout this letter, they end up at the end summarizing, letting them know, hey, I love you very much, but if you do not stop doing this, then I will not do this, you cannot do this, so you get your life together. And I get it. I just don't agree with it. Especially in such a sensitive and vulnerable position like that, when the soul or that, that being needs support, love, encouragement, uplifting, reminders of who they are and what they're worth, and the last thing they need is tough love. I don't believe in tough love. I believe in love. Okay, tough love is again conditional. It has levels. It has limitations. It has boundaries. To love, to be willing to protect, to provide, to comfort, to communicate, to listen, to sacrifice, to nurture, to care for, to admire somebody else other than yourself the way that you would for your own self. You don't abandon love because of something that the person has done, said, caused. Love is enduring. Love is forgiving. It's the ultimate forgiveness. Love keeps zero records of right or wrong, because when you love and you do so, when you give and receive from a place of love, there is no need to keep a record, because you don't gotta pay it back. You don't know them. It is given freely because it is desired, it is wanted to do for someone else, like you would do for yourself, without second guessing it, with no expectations in return, no matter how big or how small they act, and love is saying, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, nothing can change the way that I feel about you. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that anyone else can do or say to convince me or to change how I feel for you, how I see you, the energy in which I have in my soul for you, your value, your worth, all that you are, all that you will be, all that you have ever been. I see, I accept in every perfect imperfection. I see the truth of who you are. That's hard to do because we are people, we are human. We have pride, we have ego, we have intense emotion, we have trauma, we have priorities, to be able to sacrifice in a way of saying, I'm not going anywhere and I love you. There's nothing you can do. Now that doesn't mean that love does not protect oneself. Love does not hurt. Anything worth having is worth working for. It must be invested in order to grow, to be solid, to last, to have longevity. However, it is easy. It's easy because it's a intangible, subconscious energy deep inside of you that has this want, desire, and priority for someone or something other than yourself. You want to care for them. You want to do right by them. You want to treat them right. You want them to feel loved and supported. You want them to know that they are worthy. You want them to succeed. There's never a competition. There's never comparisons. It is uplifting, supportive, and constantly moving forward. Love is not taking losses and step backs. Love is not perfect, but it is perfect still in its incompleteness, or still in its immaturity. It is still perfect because it is genuine, because it is untouchable. It is unable to be penetrated by anything, because it is solid. It is built on a foundation, and built into a foundation with trust, empathy, care, genuine compassion, genuine desire, genuine want. It does not hurt. If it hurts, if it sets you back, if it is chaos, love is not chaos. Love is not toxicity. Love doesn't leave you mush-brained. Love is not destructive. If you are in a constant state of confusion, uncertainty, frazzled, upset, bitter, angry, pissed off, whatever, that's not love. Love is a mutual exchange of only beneficial, uplifting, encouraging, supportive, and unconditional energies. And that's the truth. Love is light at its ultimate, purest form. It is our God. God is love. Love is God. We are God. God is us. Love is all we are. We are the essence, and we were created to be that. whether or not that's been tainted by the world doesn't change one purpose. So if you got some reevaluating to do, some lessons to accept, you should do that. Don't waste another minute being miserable when you are created intentionally to love and be loved. It heals. It grows. It's an amazing space to be in if you allow yourself to step into the light. The choice is yours.